afternoon. My name is Dennis Ballinger, and I'm Vice President of Energy Developments out of Nashville. And I want to welcome everyone today on this a little bit soggy afternoon, but we certainly appreciate everyone coming out. You know, when you put on an event like this, it takes a lot of people to do these things, and I want to recognize some of those people this afternoon before we get started. From DeKalb County, I want to thank Pam Clay for her help in putting this on. Also want to thank Jimmy Durham and the rest of his staff for helping us. Without them, this would not have happened. From Republic Services, I want to thank Amber Hoffman, John Feitmaster, and Joe Salamone for their help in getting this put together today. I also want to thank our folks at the EDI office. Without them, they did this, I didn't. So I want to thank Elizabeth Cantwell and also Courtney Morris from our office. And as things go, there's always other people that are involved in these types of projects that are in the back and aren't seen very often, and I want to recognize some of those folks today as well. First off, this project, our construction developer was Jason Pennypacker, who's the guy that was here every day during construction. Also Mike Grunden, who's our area supervisor. And then our plant operator, Brandon Payton, who's here every day and makes sure that the plant runs. Today we have a number of speakers who are going to talk about this plant and talk about what this means to the community. And first I'd like to ask Steve Kalman to come up. Steve is the President and CEO of Energy Developments. He's been with us about 3 years now and has a long history in the renewable power industry. And we certainly, as a group and as a team, are happy to have him lead us. So, Steve, if you'd come up.
Now, we didn't rehearse that last piece, right, Dennis?
It's always there.
That was there. Well, listen, thanks everyone for coming out today, and I'd really like to thank Republic for actually allowing us to actually host this here today. We've got a long relationship with Republic that goes back several years, and it's great to be here and actually see it. It's a pity about the weather. I'm from Ireland. Makes me feel homesick, actually. It looks like just like home. I'm from Ireland, work in Nashville, but I live in Phoenix, and I was in Phoenix yesterday. It was 106 degrees, so I'm going to tell you, actually, it feels pretty good here, to be honest. And it's a really nice part of the country. We drove down from Tennessee this morning, so beautiful part of the country. Got to come here in the fall last year. Got to see it here now. Got to see it. So the sun does shine down here, and it is very nice. So thank you all for welcoming us down here. I suppose really, this is our first investment in Alabama. What you're going to see today is a $9.5 million investment to build a renewable power plant. We have spent $65 million in the last 3 years building a number of power plants and extending our footprint, and we're in the process of looking to continue to do that. So being in Alabama is really good, and building this power plant and building our relationship with Republic is a pretty important milestone for us. So what you'll actually see when you go up there is we have basically 3 1.6 megawatt, so we've got 4.8 megawatts of installed capacity. Now, Joe Katina is here somewhere, and we had a disagreement over how much heat, light, and power that can actually provide, but the best minds just figured it out, and Rocky told me it's somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 homes are provided with heat, light, and power from this site here. So if you think about it, this is a landfill here that obviously takes in municipal waste and other waste, and I'm sure the Republic guys will talk about it. And what we basically do is we take that waste gas that would otherwise be flared, and it's flared because actually the methane in it is pretty harmful to the ozone layer. And we take that gas, we scrub it up, clean it up, and we run it through a reciprocating engine, and then we actually basically feed that power out onto the grid. So this is really a collaboration between a number of different partners. So first of all, we've got a relationship with Republic because obviously this is their asset, this is their site. I think this is our 6th project that we actually have with them. And, we're looking forward to doing some more projects well. I see Bill held over there and some of the other Republic guys. So we really appreciate the relationship that we've actually had with Republic and, in fact, Bill with CEC over the years. Sand Mountain Electric Co-op have been a really good partner here. They're the guys who basically allow us to get the power from the site out onto the grid. And they've really been, a great partner. So thanks for your help in that process and whatever. It's been an interesting process, but thanks for all your help in that. TVA is effectively the customer who actually buys the power on a long-term power purchase agreement. So TVA have been a really good relationship partner with us over the years, and we signed a long-term power purchase agreement, which brings effectively, this is really a long-term contract here. We have a gas contract that runs out until 2039, which should be long enough, and we've got a power purchase agreement that runs for typically 15 years, which is obviously pretty long term as well. And then the Cobb County Economic Development Authority have been really helpful in every step in the process. And first of all, as we look to identify the site, and then as we built it out, and for example, on days like today, when we actually, pull all you guys here together. And by the way, thanks for coming in this weather. This really shows dedication. I mean, to come in this weather, it's a pretty strong point, okay? So really, landfill gas to electricity is probably not that well known in terms of renewable power. When people think about renewable power, a lot of people think about wind and solar. And wind and solar are two really good renewable resources. And I run a solar company and I run a wind company here in North America. So the total installed capacity of solar in North America is probably around 3 gigawatts. But the total installed capacity of landfill gas to electricity in the US is about 2 gigawatts. So pretty close to the installed capacity of solar. What's different with landfill gas, though, is that a landfill never sleeps. So we basically take gas from the landfill. So basically the microorganisms that break down the organic material create methane. We take that methane and actually use it to power engines. But the landfill runs 24/7, which means we create power 24/7. And I think one of the things that works well, hopefully, with TVA is that we run pretty high capacity factors, which means we produce power morning, noon, and night. Typically runs above 85% capacity factor, which means we're producing power 85% of the time. So a typical solar project runs around 10 to 15% capacity factor, because you can only produce power when the sun shines. So today would not be a good day for solar. And solar doesn't work at night. Wind typically runs at night. So you produce a lot of power at night. The problem actually is that it's not typically when you need the power. So wind is a really good resource, and solar is a really good resource. But we think landfill gas to electricity kind of fits a gap in between there, in that it's a baseload power. It runs 24/7. It's pretty efficient, fixes an environmental problem, and it produces sustainable, renewable, green power. So we see it as an integrated part of an overall renewable policy, and very happy to be down here, this part of the country. Very nice drive down here, and looking forward to doing other things that we can do down here. So I did want to do one award. I think one of the things when you look at this project here, health and safety is really important for us. It's a big focus for us as a company. I should say we're part of an Australian company. We have about 95 megawatts of installed capacity here in North America, and we have close to 850 megawatts worldwide. So this project here is a very important part of what we do, and health and safety is really important for us. So I have some statistics here, so in case I get them wrong, I better read them, seeing as how someone wrote this for me. And so, yeah, one of the partners, actually, IPS, and I think is Brian. Brian's here. So, hey, Brian, can you step up here? Thanks. So Brian heads up IPS, who effectively was our construction partner who actually built the project. And I think when you go up and see it, you'll be pretty impressed. Really great project. Did a great job bringing it in on time. Obviously with Sand Mountain Electric and TVA and whatever. But in the end of the day, these were the guys who put the nuts and bolts on put it all together and made it actually work. And by the way, this thing really does what it says on the tin. It's outperforming what we actually said. So think about how many projects that happens. So this thing is actually working about probably 5 to 10% above in terms of where we'd actually planned it to be. So, which is actually pretty good. And as we went through this construction project, we had a total of 12,000 man hours without a single safety incident, which is a really important thing, because we have a partnership with Republic, but we're working on their site. And working on someone else's site is always a challenge. Republic have been a fantastic partner, but we're running electrical power in here, we're running high voltage. We're putting in large reciprocating engines. We're building a large engine hall. There's a lot of construction activity. There's a lot of different moving parts to a project like this. You got to take the gas, you got to clean the gas, strip it out, you got to run it through the engines, then you got to take the power and you got to feed it onto the grid. So to be able to have that project without any safety incidents was a real positive. So Brian, thanks very much. And I think Alan Pate, who's our safety manager, wants to give an award there. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to hand it back to Dennis. So thank you all for coming, and look forward to seeing you the rest of the day.
Thanks, Steve. Next, I'd like to ask one of our long-term partners to come up and talk. Joe Salomon with Republic Services is here, and as I said, we've done a number of projects with Republic over the years, and obviously we hope to do more with them. And people like Joe and the rest of his staff are a reason why this project is a success. So, Joe.
Thanks, Dennis. Before I get started, give you all a few stats about Sand Valley Landfill. I do want to recognize about 3 people really that were just instrumental with Republic. I'm the general manager, and I'm over Chattanooga Hauling Company in Adairsville, Georgia, and cover all the way to Fort Payne over the landfill. But John Fightmaster, where's our ops? There he is. If everybody turn around and see John, he's our operations manager. John definitely made this happen. He worked real close with Dennis and his team and all the subcontractors, and without John, this would not be a success on our part with Republic. And also Amber Hoffman. Where's Amber? Amber, she's around. Wave, Amber. Amber, there you are. Appreciate all your work, and of course with the guidance of Dave Stewart out of our market area in Atlanta. Dave, there you go. Our engineers did an excellent job. Appreciate that. Just to give you a little background on Sand Valley. Started in 1991, GEK landfill. Republic purchased it in 1999. As you can see here, a lot of acreage around us, 319 total acres we own. But if you ride around and anywhere you can get basically a pickup truck, we say that we can get around is about 25 total acres. So a lot of buffer around us. We have approximately over 50 years of life left, probably more like 60 or 70 years of life. We take in about 1,600 tons a day. And where do we get those tons? We get them from Chattanooga. We get them from Alabama, Talladega, Albertville. And then we get them, of course, from DeKalb County. So 1,600 tons a day, so 33,000 tons a month. So that's a lot of life left in this site, so you can see that. John does it with 11 total people, including himself. We've got 7 operators, 2 scale admin people, and 1 mechanic, and John himself. So he really does a great job and with a minimal staff on hand. And you can see when you look around, he really does a good job of keeping it clean and abiding by all the regulations that we have to abide by. He does it with 7 pieces of equipment, heavy pieces of yellow iron. So John does a great job. I can't say enough for John and the team. I do want to recognize TVA as a partner. TVA, and along with EDI, strong partners. TVA, just so y'all know, even though they buy the energy from EDI, we service their waste hauling. We service in Sequoia, Watts Bar, Widows Creek, Bellefonte, and Chickamauga Dam. So Patty West and Ed Stevens, we appreciate all your business also. And not to mention Sand Mountain Electric with Mike Simpson. He'll be speaking here in a minute. But hey, I'm glad y'all all came. I know it's a rainy day. Earth Day, you got to love it, right? A little rain, a little growing in the grass. We got new shrubs, so we feel good. You're going to get a little packet when you leave today, so make sure you do that. So we appreciate you coming out. And Dennis, I'm going to hand it back over to you.
Thanks, Joe. Next up is one of our new partners in this project, and this was an interesting first meeting that we had, and I warned Mike I was going to tell a quick story on him, but about 3 years ago, a group of us out of the corporate office in Nashville made the trip down to see Mike and the rest of the Sand Mountain Electric Co-op folks to start talking about this project. And I remember we were all in the room, and we all been talking, and the door opened up, and this big guy comes walking in like he owned the place and controlled it, and he did. It was Mike. And I remember the look on Mike's face that day that here's about 6 guys from somewhere up in Tennessee who probably have never been down here before, and we'll probably never see them again. But as it turned out, we stuck around, we built the plant, and we're here. I'd like to introduce Mike Simpson, President CEO, Sand Mountain Electric Co-op.
Well, as for the walking in about owning the place, I will deny that a little. As for the thinking I'd probably never see them again, I won't deny that at all. Because to be honest with you, we have a lot of projects come in and a lot of people come in with bigger ideas and those kind of things that generally a lot of them don't develop and so they don't get here. I'm very glad this one did. But now I wasn't nearly as skeptical as my manager of operations and engineering, Mr. Kevin Anderson, who did head this project up and did an excellent job. It just took him a little longer to get on board than it did me. To tell you all you guys a little bit about Sand Mountain Electric, for those of you that don't know, we're a distribution cooperative. We distribute power. In fact, we're the 5th largest in the state. We don't generate any electricity whatsoever. We take power generated by TVA, bring it from their transmission lines through our distribution system and deliver it to the meters at the homes and businesses in our service territory. Well, this is real unique for us and been a lot different because this time we're doing exactly the opposite. We're taking power distributed by one of our customers now and delivering it back to TVA, which, like I said, is a very unique type thing for us and very different. But even at that, I noticed I said one of our customers, actually one of our members, because we're a member-owned cooperative, so all of our customers are our members. So I actually don't own it, our members all own it. They just allow me to work there. Anyway, we consider you one of our members, one of our customers, and we worked out a long-term agreement with them for interconnect, whereby they pay an annual maintenance fee that's very much in line with what our large industrial customers pay for the use of our distribution system. Because of that, we don't see you guys any different than any of our other industrial manufacturing customers, whether they make auto parts, where they process poultry, where they make carpet yarn, or in your case, where they make electricity that just happens to flow the opposite direction. We see all of you the same, at least in my eyes you are, and we want to do the best job we can to serve you guys because you are contributing to the health of our organization, and I have a feeling you will for a long time, and we look forward to partnership with you. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. I'm glad to know you don't own it. Next up, I want to bring up another one of our new partners that very instrumental in helping us from the first day we got to the county. The County Economic Development Commission has just gone, I think, bent over backwards to help us, and it's been a real pleasure to work with these people. And I'd like to ask Jimmy Durham to come up and say a few words. Jimmy is the director of the DeKalb County Economic Development Council. Jimmy?
Well, I don't have a long speech because my dad one time told me that you can make a bad long speech, but you can never make a bad short speech. So, Dennis came by our office too. We were probably kind of skeptical, as well as Mike, but this turned out to be a great project. And I would like to first of all commend Pam Clay and Diana Goss. I'm just a figurehead. They do the work. So, but they've done a great job working with EDI and everybody on this project. But it's a great project. I mean, I think this is something every county should have, is having a project that helps clean up the air, come up with a green energy, and distribute it to all the people here in DeKalb County. So it's been a great process. I think everybody that tours the facilities will be extremely impressed. And we especially thank Republic for having this landfill here so that we don't have to send it all over the country. And both of these agencies are great for economic development, having a major landfill in the community and also having a sustainable energy company here. That's going to show what DeKalb County is and can do. But Dennis, thank you, and all of y'all for coming here and developing this project, and we look forward to working with you and hope to see you expanding and expanding. Thank you.
Okay. Next, I'd like to introduce from TVA, Patty West. Patty is the Director of Renewable Energy Solutions at the Tennessee Valley Authority. She's responsible for TVA's renewable energy efforts, including the Green Power Switch, Green Power Providers, and Renewable Standard Offer. And again, this is another one of our partners who are instrumental in allowing us to be here. The power that gets generated from this facility is actually sold to TVA under a long-term agreement, which allows us to make the investment to do this project. We look forward to a long and very good relationship with TVA, and we appreciate you coming. And Patty, if you'd like to come up, thank you.
So thank you for inviting me here today on the 44th anniversary of Earth Day. Now, I'd be remiss to say that TVA considers hydro renewable, so we like this weather. So we consider it pennies from heaven. So we're glad it's raining. We're glad when it's sunny. So we're glad to be here today. First, I want to thank all of you for contributing in support of this project. As director of TVA's renewable energy programs, I look forward to opportunities like this, where I can go out and see firsthand successful projects that really started with just an application to one of our programs. Our commitment to renewable energy at TVA remains as strong as ever. This is a 4.8 megawatt system, the largest in the state of Alabama. Let's give that a hand. So, yay. And I was back there with everyone calculating. So between 3,000 and 4,000 homes is how much this will power. So we're glad to have this as part of our mix. Renewable energy, like we've said, whether it's solar, wind, hydro, or biomass, landfill gas, plays an important part of TVA's ability to power the valley. It's projects like this that allows us to keep our rates low, provide clean energy, reliable energy for all 9 million residents that live in the Tennessee Valley. This year, TVA is offering 126 megawatts of renewable energy through various programs, which allow projects like this to go from really a concept, a kind of a vision in our developers' eyes, to reality. Last year, in calendar year 13, 16% of the energy that TVA generated or purchased was from a renewable energy source. So we're really proud of that. Our mission is composed of what we call the 3 E's: energy, economic development, and environmental stewardship. And this project touches all 3 of those cornerstones. And it's really a good example of what can happen when groups work together for a common goal. We're proud to be part of this project, but it really became reality through our partnerships with Sand Mountain Electric Co-op, with forward-thinking businesses like EDI and Republic Services, and our local and state governments who have the foresight to see the benefits of renewable energy. So we're glad to be a partner with all of the folks in this room today. TVA's commitment to Alabama remains a priority, and we look forward to working with you in the future for an even brighter and more ongoing projects. So thank you.
One of the very important parts of doing any type of project like this is getting support from the local government. Here in DeKalb County, we approached the county commissioners early on to explain to them what we were going to do here and seeking their support. And we received that, and we were very appreciative of what the county has done and how they have welcomed us down here. Today we have Commissioner and the President of the Commission, Ricky Harcrow, who will say a few words to us. But again, Commissioner, thank you very much for everything that the county has done to make this project a success.
Thank you, sir.
Let me just say on behalf of the DeKalb County Commission and DeKalb County government in general, how much we appreciate the partnership that we have with you, your company, Dennis, and with Sand Mountain Electric Co-op, with our DeKalb County Development Authority, and Joe and your people, TVA. The list is too numerous to mention. I know I've probably left some out, but we just want to thank you so much for coming to where we are. When Jimmy and Mike and Dennis, Joe, and the rest of you came to see us some time back, I wanted you to know, and we still want you to know today, what kind of a commitment that we have to this area in this type of renewable energy. It's so important to us. The importance of it just can't be overestimated. And today I want to continue to tell you that we're working with you. We don't want to go ahead of you or get behind you. We want to stand by the side of you. And that's what we intend to do. And to every other agency that we have and in the county, we're committed to you, and we just thank you for being a part of our community, and whatever we can do to help you put this forward and even progress in it, please let us know. Thank you all for letting me be here. Thank you for letting me serve you, and we appreciate you so very much. God bless you, and God bless our county. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Day by day, ooh, step by step. When day comes home, what's going on? Hang up your phone, don't let me alone. You might know. Wanna get free, I wanna know. The world's going bad, the world's going bad. Free, I wanna know. The world's going bad, 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 bad. Free, I wanna know why the world is going bad. Save my soul. Ooh, please take my call. I feel sometimes like on fire. These creepy times make me quiet. Please, wanna get free. I wanna know. The world's going bad, the world's going bad. Free, I wanna know. The world's going bad, 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 bad. Free, I wanna know why the world is going bad. Why the world is going bad. Why the world is going bad. I wanna get free.